Well, if you're keeping track at home, we're getting close to the end of this little countdown. Our last choice was Colin Baker and his portrayal of the Sixth Doctor. Up next is commonly considered most people's, like I said about Tom Baker, if this person isn't their first or their favorite Doctor, it's their second favorite. And I think he's wonderful. But as far as my countdown, up next, I have the 10th Doctor and David Tennant.
Don't let him near that device!
Oh, like that was ever gonna happen. 50 seconds and counting.
For what?
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Mind control! You're grafting your thoughts inside them, is that it?
Oh, that's way too easy.
No. They're not gonna think like me. They're gonna become me.
What have you done, you monster?
Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Or to me?
Or to me?
Or to me?
Now, I totally understand why most people have David Tennant ranked as their favorite Doctor, and it's hard to argue with anyone's choice for that because he's so iconic in New Who lore, and he seemed to be accepted pretty much by all the old school Doctor Who fans as well as a great Doctor, and he was a great Doctor. But as I've said ad nauseum during this entire thing, I have to rank them in my favorites. And I thought he was wonderful. And I thought it was great when he came back for the 50th anniversary special. But yeah, I think he belongs right here in my list of favorite Doctors. Well, by my count, we only have 3 Doctors left. And if you're keeping score at home, you've realized that there's 2 classic Doctors and 1 new Doctor yet to rank. Coming in at the 3rd favorite Doctor of all time, and who knows, he may end up being at number 2 someday because he really, really was fantastic. And he was the Doctor that really set in motion a lot of the canon that we all know and abide by as far as Doctor Who to this day. And that, of course, is the 2nd Doctor, performed by Patrick Troughton.
Why did you run away from them in the first place? I was bored.
Oh, what do you mean you were bored?
Well, the Time Lords are an immensely civilized race. We can control our own environment. We can live forever, barring accidents, and we have the secret of space-time travel.
Well, what's the wrong in all that?
Well, we hardly ever use our great powers. We can simply to observe and gather knowledge.
And that wasn't enough for you?
No, of course not. With a whole galaxy to explore, millions of planets, eons of time, countless civilizations to meet.
Well, why do they object to you doing all that?
Well, it is a fact, Jamie, that I do tend to get involved with things.
Oh, you can say.
And that from that scene is you learn that was the first time we actually learned of the Doctor's species called the Time Lords. So a lot of the canon from Doctor Who started with the 2nd Doctor. And a lot of his episodes are missing, unfortunately. Thankfully, they're starting to animate a lot of the missing ones. And they're so damn good. And I would almost say that the 2nd Doctor's tenure was, dare I say, ahead of its time as far as science fiction television making, because it really honestly is really, really good. Modern viewers may find it a little slow, but it really is fantastic science fiction. So we have 2 Doctors left. I think you've probably done the math and figure out which doctors I haven't spoken of. And those of you that know me personally know what's going to be number one anyways. So coming in at number 2 of my second favorite doctor of all time, and I'm one that's kind of surprised that he's never returned to the role in all the years since he left. He's never said that he hasn't or would never come back and reprise the role. He just hasn't done it yet. Maybe it's because David Tennant keeps doing it. But coming in at number 2 of my favorite doctors of all time, and I still think the greatest New Who doctor since 2005, it's the 11th Doctor and Matt Smith.
The light's fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, River. Wrong TARDIS. I'm parked round the back. Younger version.
2 of you. The mind races, does it not?
Come on, we'll be late.
He's taking me to the Singing Towers of Beryllium. He's been promising for ages.
First time we met her at the library when she died, yeah. She said the last time she saw us was at Beryllium. Is that now? Spoilers. Good luck tonight. You too. Yeah.
That is still quintessentially the greatest newer Doctor Who, in my opinion, my gracious opinion. I think Matt Smith was perfect for the role of Doctor Who. David Tennant was wonderful as well, but I thought bringing a younger feel to the show, not saying David Tennant didn't act the role as a younger doctor, but putting a younger actor in the role of the doctor, I think Matt Smith really knocked it out of the park with his portrayal. And some of Stephen Moffat's stories for his tenure were still some of my favorite Doctor Who episodes of all time. So I easily put Matt Smith as my second favorite Doctor of all time. All right, for those people that know me personally or know me as a Doctor Who fan or follow me on social media, no one's going to be surprised at what is number 1. But maybe you're just watching this on TikTok or YouTube and Spotify and have no idea. But by far and away, Dan, my favorite Doctor of all time has been, and quite frankly, will always be, the single greatest Doctor of all time. And that would be one portrayed by one John Pertwee. It's the 3rd Doctor.
Without me, there would be no time travel. You and our fellow Time Lords would still be locked in your own time, as puny as those creatures you now so graciously protect.
You knew your mission was dangerous?
Dangerous, yes, but I completed it, and I did not expect to be abandoned. Many thousands of years ago, when I left our planet, all this was then a star, until I arranged its detonation.
You were the solar engineer. It was your duty.
It was an honor, or so I thought then. I was to be the one to find and create the power source that would give us mastery over time itself.
Well, you succeeded, and are revered for it.
Revered? Here? I was abandoned.
Histories say that you were lost in a supernova.
I was sacrificed to that supernova. I generated those forces, and for what? To be...
That is my only point of contention with the whole Omega episode of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor was they didn't have Omega look like that, at least some point look like that, because I thought that was so damn creepy for back in the early to mid 1970s. And yeah, anyways, getting sidetracked. My favorite Doctor of all time has been and will always be John Pertwee's third Doctor, and a lot of people don't understand. They like the third Doctor, but he didn't really do a lot of TARDIS traveling in his first, say, season and a half, 2 seasons as the Doctor, because the Time Lords had taken away his ability to transport via the TARDIS. So he was sort of abandoned on Earth, exiled to Earth. So his first couple seasons really were sort of a different version of Doctor Who. And the reason the BBC did it was to sort of cut down on cost. But regardless, he is such a fantastic Doctor. And the stories, some might find them cheesy for modern day terms, but in the early 70s, they were so damn good. So my favorite Doctor of all time. Well, you know what? Let's just run through the list again really quickly. So let us do a little review for those of you that may have forgotten how my ranking played out. My first Doctor I chose at the bottom of the list is the first Doctor. Following him was the 8th Doctor. Up next was Peter Davison's 5th Doctor. Following him was where I'm going to really start taking some guff from new Who fans. I had the 9th Doctor in the 4th spot. In the 5th spot, I had Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor. Following him was the 13th Doctor, portrayed, as you all know, by one Jodie Whittaker. Following her was the 7th Doctor, played by Sylvester McCoy. Following him was Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. Then the conspiracy starts, I suppose, for a lot of people. Most people have him at the top, if not top 2. Up next, I had Tom Baker in the 4th Doctor. Following him was Colin Baker in the 6th Doctor. In the 4th spot, I had, if it's not Tom Baker considered the most popular Doctor, it's most definitely the 10th Doctor. That is most people's favorite Doctor. But I have him in the 4th spot. In the 3rd spot, I have the 2nd Doctor, Patrick Troughton. In the 2nd spot, I have Matt Smith's 11th Doctor. I just think he was head and shoulders above David Tennant, in my opinion. And my favorite Doctor of all time, as most of you already know, is the 3rd Doctor, portrayed by Jon Pertwee. So there's my list of my favorite Doctors from least to most favorite. I would really love to hear how much you think I'm wrong in the comments, or maybe even what your list of the Doctors may be. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, because remember, and nothing good ever happens until after dark. Elon Z, or something like that.